Hello everyone, today Wei Ming is here with me. We are having a conversation to talk about different kind of teaching styles. When we start teaching, right, we can have this dilemma because we see a lot of experienced teachers. Some of them use very hard approach, some of them use very soft approach. Maybe talk about you, what kind of teaching styles do you prefer?
Personally, for me, I would go for a softer approach because I have a very good experience with those teachers that have a softer approach, those that really care for the students rather than keep on scolding or being very strict with them. Maybe by using a stricter approach, right, they think that the students will listen to them. But actually, most of the time, I won't listen. I will more fear them. Once we fear them, then our mind will be totally shut off. Yeah, then we won't absorb any information. That's what I feel lah. So in my school experience, I like those teachers that really engage with the students and really take the time to cater to the students' needs rather than cater to themselves.
I totally agree with you when you say sometimes we don't want the student to do something because they are scared of doing something. Sometimes we train for NAFA test 2.4, right? Then we are so tired, we start working, then the teacher starts scolding us and say, hey, don't walk, continue to run. So it becomes a fear that walking is a bad thing in running. Then when we grow older, right, a lot of us scared of running because of that. I cannot walk. That walking is the walk of shame like that. But the thing is, if you read a lot of books of how people love running, right, you realize that actually a lot of people love running through just complete a distance. You can walk and jog, or some people just run 1 minute, walk 4 minutes, then they slowly increase the amount of time. So you are right that we do not want our students to do something because of fear or something. When I started teaching, right, I cannot control anybody. I can debate all I want. I can go around and ask all the teachers, do you scold? Every teacher will tell me they scold. Then when I insist on my belief, right, when I don't scold, nobody listen to me. Then after the second year, I decided to be very fierce with the student, and it works. Suddenly everybody keep quiet and listen to me. So I developed that skills, the very firm, harsh tone, that kind. After a few years, I start to think that this is the way to go. But then later on, when I try to look at how the student is behaving, right, I also realized that the student is also doing because they are fear of being scolded. Then I start questioning, do they really appreciate the sports? Because if they don't appreciate the sports, right, no matter how much they can complete all our tasks, they will still not want to think about it after a lesson. We want them to appreciate, then after a lesson, they keep thinking about it. What I realized after many years is, it's not really about whether you are harsh or you are soft, or the most important thing is, are we making the student love the sports? Are we making them enjoy basketball, or are we making them enjoy badminton? Whether hard or soft or whatever, balanced approach also no use, because end of the day, we are just being task oriented. We are just today I got task 1, task 2, task 3. I want you to complete task 1. I want you to complete task 2. I want you to complete task 3. Let's say we have a class very rowdy and then they all don't respect the teacher. So maybe at the start, we should show the student that I'm not here to play with you. There must be a clear line that I am here to teach you. You are not here to play. This is not recess time. But the thing is, once they respect us, once they listen to us, really, right, we cannot continue that instilling of fear. We have to make them believe in themselves. We have to make them believe that they can play the sports. A lot of students, they enter the classroom, right, they see basketball, wow, they see those friends very good at basketball during recess time, they're scared already. So the moment they enter the classroom, they already have that fear in their mind that they can't play as well as their friends. There's so much fear, right? They're not learning anymore. Right? Whether you use soft or hard approach, actually they are also not learning. The important thing is, are we making them learn? Are we making them enjoy? If we don't make them feel just as good as the very good basketballers, right, then these weaker students will never learn also. The end of the day is how we make this group of students believe in themselves that if they keep on doing, they can be just as good as them. Do you have any experience how you help students enjoy basketball?
For me, I coach basketball. For this group of kids that I coach, when they first enter the competition, I only coach them for a few months. So they are very new to the competition and they have no experience. I still remember the first game we actually won. So I think everyone was very happy lah. But then I remember I told them, okay, this is the first game only. So we have to stay locked in. You cannot be complacent lah. That's what I told them, because it's a long season ahead. But then I told them, okay, but it was a good start. Yeah, that means we have worked very hard in training. It has paid off. Yeah, but we can't be complacent. Yeah, but then the next few games we face stronger opponents. Yeah, then we lost lah. Some close games, some by a big margin. Yeah, then after that I can tell that they were a little bit disappointed themselves. Yeah, but then I told them it's okay to lose because it's still part of the game. What's important is what lessons can you take away from it. Yeah, then it's a routine that I always do. Is like after the game we will go one round to share like what are the reflection or what are the things that you take away from it lah. I think it's good that we go one round because everyone have a chance to share and listen to other opinions lah.
Yeah.
After the sharing and after many matches, right, the confidence got higher and higher lah, and they were playing much better. And of course, I won't be or do any mistakes. I will scold. I think I feel that defeats the purpose, because if you keep on scolding during the game, the students will just become like more anxious, more nervous during the game. Then it will affect individual performance and affect the team performance. I believe in bring them up and keep on motivating them. So I think from the first game to the last game, as the game goes on, I think the confidence grew, the performance of the team also grew. I think this is like one of the ways that I applied lah.
You share a very important thing about like you talk to the students, right? That works for me very well. So I remember when I was a beginning teacher, I was just getting them to follow my instruction, but the students are not learning lah. And there was this time I remember I talked to them, really motivate them and give them a pep talk. Wow, then suddenly everybody, their eyes become very big and then they start staring at me. Wow, I didn't realize students actually are motivated. I always think that students are not motivated, students are very playful. But when suddenly an adult tell them he believes in them, right, that is when they become very motivated already. When they become motivated, they'll become engaged in the training. If let's say I ride bicycle, if I believe that I can ride a bicycle, I will be focused in running a bicycle. I will not play a fool, right? Another thing you share is you let the student to reflect, because when they start to realize this adult is letting me share, it feels like, wow, this coach or this teacher trusts me so much. And the more I do it, the more I talk about it, the more I feel confident about myself. When I feel confident, plus all the pep talk, definitely I'll be motivated in the training or in the lesson. Yeah, end of the day, we want the student to be motivated. Then another way is when we design our lesson task, right? I feel that we have to make sure that every task is achievable by every single person. We cannot just base on what we think we need to teach today. The task must be achievable by every single person. Even the weakest person also must be able to achieve. And then when they do the task, we continue and motivate, continue and encourage. When they see themselves achieving the task, achieving the goal that we set up for them, right, then definitely will be engaged. So end of the day, of course, nobody like a fierce teacher. But when the teacher is too soft, we always very worried the student will climb over our head. I still believe that it's not really about soft or hard, but it's how we design the task, how we make the student believe themselves. Yeah, when we can do that, then we can forget about all the dilemma already. Yeah, thank you for the conversation.